Alrighty, what is quacking, everybody? There always comes a time and a place where everybody has to admit they were wrong. It takes a lot to admit, that you're wrong, that maybe you did something and you said something that was wrong. And I had hope. I prayed to every single god under the sun and even the ones that we don't even know about. I manifested so hard. I did everything I possibly could. I wrote petition letters that I never sent out to Nintendo. So we're not getting third kits. I was wrong. We're not getting third kits, unfortunately. I had hope. When I posted that video a long time ago, about like almost like over half a year ago, at the beginning of this year, I posted a video talking about how we're gonna get third kits and how it would be like a huge missed opportunity. And I was like, oh, there could be giant weapon drops that they give us at the end of the year, at the end of the life cycle, all these different things, definite hopium. But I did look at the previous release dates of updates and stuff like that for S2. So that's what kind of gave me hope that in S3 we'll get third kits. Unfortunately, this was not the case, and we did not get third kits. And it is unfortunate that we did not get third kits. I am very sad that we didn't get third kits because there was, it's Splatoon 3. Why didn't we get third kits? And yesterday, Nintendo of America announced that they were done with updates. After 2 incredible years of Splatoon 3, regular updates will come to a close. Don't worry, Splatoween, Frosty Fest, Spring Fest, and Summer Nights will continue with some returning themes. Update for weapon adjustments will be released as needed. Big Run, extra work, and monthly challenges will continue for the time being. So it's nice that we're going to still be able to get the badges and stuff for Big Run, stuff like that. But it does suck that they are done with the regular updates. It'd be nice if they threw us a bone and gave us, some new weapons. It doesn't have to be all of them. Doesn't have to be all the weapons. But, we could definitely use some third kits for some other weapons, which would be nice. I think my biggest thing, though, is like, yeah, we're not getting third kits for weapon, which is unfortunate because, lowers the chance for me finding a different weapon to play, as I currently just play meta weapons and it's not fun. And also after these updates, a lot of people are going to be going away from the game, so maybe they might not be incentivized to make more weapons because they're going to have a player drop off, which is unfortunate as well. And it does suck. We all knew Splatoon was coming to an end as well. We all knew Splatoon 3 was coming to an end. And now it's just going to be mostly the hardcore players. If they announced that they were going to, send out like, hey, a weapon pack for $5, that would be great. I would love that. If they just, I would pay for that. If they're like, hey, $5, you get like 10 weapons, that's fine. And also it sucks because we're not getting new maps either. I think that's more of my biggest thing is new maps. I would love just new maps to play on along with Salmon Runs. Salmon Runs, like, God, I'm so sorry for you guys. I believe I talked about it maybe like in the third weapons video as well, or some video where it's just like salmon runners need more maps. They love their game mode to death, and in S2 they had like 7 maps, I think 6 or 7 maps, and I think they have roughly the same amount. And you guys got boat back. Like, I'm sorry, you guys got a trash map too. Like, that's like, not all maps can be peak, like the new one for PvP, but God, the fact that they gave you guys boat back was insane. But, we're done with updates. No third kits, unfortunately, and it does leave me a question as to why there's no third kits. I have friends who mod the game, and, they make their own artwork using the artwork inside the game and adjusting that stuff. And with 2 people, it takes about a week to add 1 new weapons, and most of the time is just spent from the artwork. It could be less, but roughly like a week's time with 2 people with, having to edit with the art in the game. Now imagine, the devs who have access to these tools and they can make these weapons like instantly. And like, it doesn't take that long to slap on like, a new sub weapon and a new special, because you know they already have the models in the game, and you know you can, you know, move that stuff around pretty easily. It's just adding the design of the weapons. So I don't see why they couldn't just have, you know, a handful of like, you know, like 10 to 20 people who go, okay, how are we gonna balance this? What should we do? Let's do it. And like, it's, I know probably their thought process is, oh, if we make these third kits, it might break the game. But like, I really doubt that. I really doubt a third kit of a weapon is gonna be like, well, this is like absolute meta broken god tier, because like all of the weapons just still have the same properties. Like you can slap on, you know, like certain things to certain weapons, and they'd still be like either like middle of the pack to like maybe jump up in tier depending on what, you know, sub and special they get. Like we already have like some of the best meta weapons that like aren't gonna get like outshined. Like maybe like if you put like cooler on a sploosh, that'd probably be like, you know, the fastest cooler ever, or like end splash and sploosh, or end splash with cooler, one of those like with cooler, yeah, like maybe that would rival end zap's place in the meta. But like besides that, it's just like, just give us some more weapons. Like make it, give us fun kits. Like they're not going to be broken. It's not going to destroy the balance of the game at all. Like I know they still like I said, they have to do factor in like, you know, how the weapons are and stuff like that. Like, oh, does this weapon need to be at 210p, or like, you know, what's the different, you know, paint scores to get their special, etc., etc. But I really feel like that wouldn't be a hard thing to figure out if you actually sat down and, you know, did it. And it would be nice if Nintendo let us mod their games without repercussion. That would be fantastic, because there are people who do modded lobbies and stuff like that where they'll mod the games, they play on special, you know, emulators and stuff like that for Splatoon 3, and they can play modded lobbies with, you know, modded weapons, and those are cool. It would be nice if, you know, Nintendo was okay with that, because we could probably, you know, have like Splatoon 3 remix or something like that, and it would just be, you know, community made kits. But yeah, it is upsetting, and you know, the community will live on. We still will live on. The hardcore players at least will, you know, will live on and keep playing competitive, because this game is fantastic competitive wise as well. So the player drop off will be significant, but we'll still be here alive and kicking, trying to win us some funny NFTs and get better at the game, in hopes of an S4, as you know, the Splatoon team also makes Animal Crossing. So you know, they'll be gone from Splatoon for a while. You know, we won't hear any Splatoon news until, like, you know, we're all old and decrepit, but it's fine. It's okay. Or unless they don't do a Splatoon 4, then we'll be just very sad the whole time. Or here's some slight hope, because they're coming out with a new console next year. They give us Splatoon 3 with, like, you know, an extra name on it, like Splatoon 3 Idol Edition, and then that edition on the new Switch has more weapons and changes, huh? There's some hope for you believers out there. We're still staying in strong. But, you know, the game is closing. They won't let us mod it. It is what it is. But now, with that all out of the way, you know, no new maps, no new everythings. Here's some third kits that I would like. You know, let's have a little funnies. Let's have some little funsies. Let's talk about some third kits. I'm not going to talk about every weapon, but I mostly just want to bring up the weapons that I feel like deserve third kits the most, or need them the most, I should say. So I'm going to talk about some third kits, and we'll have ourselves a little fun, you know. Well, you know, if you have some third kit ideas, let me know in the comments below, and you know, I'll get these third kits right out. So starting with my number one weapon that, you know, I loved and adored in S2, my main, my baby, Tri-Slosher. For the love of God, if this had a better kit. When it first came out in S2, I was heavily disappointed that we got Miss Inkjet. Why? In what world? Why would you do that to me? Why? So I did try to make it work. I made gear for it. I did everything I possibly could with Tri-Slosher, and it didn't feel right. It felt awful. I ended up switching to machine, and you know, I just bounced around a bunch of weapons. Now I play shot, but you know, there are the days I yearn to go back to Tri-Slosher, which is all the time. And you know, I would give it Splat Bomb triple splashdown. I missed my Splat Bomb from S2. I played Tri Nouveau because I was a real one. And I would give it triple splashdown because I feel like triple splashdown is just very, very underrated. I feel like a lot of people just dog on it. It can go over walls. It can do a lot of things. It's basically a guaranteed trade most of the time. And I just feel like triple splashdown is kind of a underrated special, and I'd be fine with it. Either this or crab, one of those two. But I would be fine with Splat Bomb, triple splashdown on my Tri-Slosher. I think that would make me very happy if they gave me this kit. Continuing on with the Slosher class, Sloshing Machine. There's a table turf card where it has Machine with Killer Whale. Why don't we have that? So this one would just be Autobomb, Killer Whale. I think the Machine had Autobomb in S2, I believe. So, you know, just Autobomb, Killer Whale would be great on our, you know, newest Machine for its third kit. You know, if they're putting it on the table turf card, they better give us it in the game. Next is Dreadringer. Oh my god. Vanilla Dreadringer, I was pretty hyped for. You know, it's kind of a meme weapon, but, you know, it's still fine. It functions. You know, V-Ringer functions fine. D-Ringer, however, sucks. Honestly, D-Ringer is probably the worst weapon in the game. Not only is its kit just terrible, it also is boring as well. Like, it's just not fun. Like, you can try and play support with it and all that stuff. It's just bad. It's bad. It can't do anything. It does nothing. So, for all you Ringer lovers out there, Burst Bomb Crab, the weapon would work. It would just finally work. You know, you hit 90 and you burst bomb someone and it's over. Or you get Crab and you can do things with Dreadringer with this kit. So Dreadringer would absolutely benefit from a glow up with a third kit. They probably wouldn't do this though. They'd be like, well, here's Bubble and Angle Shooter or Bubble and Toxic Mist on Ringer. But, you know, give Ringer something good. For the love of God, it needs something. It's drowning. It's suffocating in gallons of water, and it needs help. Next would be Explo. V-Explo, I feel like, is a very solid kit. It's a nice supportive kit, and V-Explo is just very good all around, in my opinion. C-Explo, they gave it Splashdown and Wall for some reason. Not good for what the weapon does. It benefits from, you know, if it gets rushed, it can splash down and panic splash down, but like that's it. And it's just, honest to God, a very, very selfish weapon to a degree where it's just like, well, the splashdown is for myself so I can feel safe. And then I throw a wall out for myself so I can feel safe because I'm in the back behind everybody. So another Explosion kit would be Curling Bomb, Ink Bat. Curling Bomb would be, you know, good for movement and just like throwing the Curling Bomb forward and, you know, trying to like follow up with your sloshes, along with Ink Vac, just because, you know, you could, you know, push up with Ink Vac with your team and utilize Ink Vac. All these kits are not meant to be like top tier or anything, by the way. These are just for the funs and, you know, funny things. So this is what I would probably put on, you know, Explosher's third kit. You know, I looked at all of the shooters. I feel like all the shooters are mostly in a good place, except for this thing right here. This Abomination to Man. That, like, honestly, if it wasn't for Dread D, Splattershot Nova would still be the worst. Like, both of them would still be the worst weapons in my, like, the bottom three weapons is Splattershot Nova, Anaki Splattershot Nova, and then Dread. Like, those are my bottom three weapons in this game. And, you know, if Nova was to get a third kit, Burst Bomb Tat Cooler, that right there, that's it. That's all it needs. That's all it needs. It'd be able to do so much. It'd actually be able to kill for once, and also be actually useful with a Tat Cooler for its team. Yeah, this would be a thing right here. I could see this becoming meta right here if this was in the game. Like, you know, if we want Nova to be good and not a waste of our gun space, you know, the Novas could have been used for third kits for other weapons, but nope. We got the Novas instead. So, you know, change it. Give it something good, please, for the love of God. This is what I would give it. Now, I've always said if H3 got a kit that I actually liked, I would probably main it or use it because I like the concept of H3 and I like how H3 plays. I just don't like the kits and it doesn't really vibe with me. So I've never felt like putting effort into it. If H3 got like a Fizzy Bomb Whale, I'd rock with it. This would be my thing right here. I'd do it. I use it. This would be my H3 kit right here. I'd use it. Next for rollers, most of the rollers felt fine in my eyes if they weren't gonna get third kits, except for Flingza. Flingza, for the love of God, needs a third kit. Its first kit is just, it's mid. It's really mid. It can do things. It has some functionality, but it's just mid. It's just paint bot for missiles, and missiles aren't that good in this game, thankfully. And then you have Foil Flingza, which has a bomb, but it has like the worst special in the game. And, because we have screen bans in competitive, it's basically useless to play a screen weapon for the most part. So give Flingza a third kit. Give it Auto Bomb Crab. Make Flingza usable, please. This is my make Flingza usable right here. Auto Bomb Crab. Big Swig as well. Oh my god. This weapon absolutely is atrocious. I was kind of hyped for Big Swig. I was like, ooh, Big Swig. Okay, kind of hype. It doesn't kill. It does nothing. It just paints, and it's useless. It's a useless weapon. If it had Burst Bomb, it could probably kill off of one. It could probably, function like a Carbon. Just Burst Bomb, swing combo itself, and then triple splashdown when it gets pressed and close to people, so it can just paint a lot, triple splashdown, and burst bomb. This thing would have amazing area control. Like, just do this with Big Swig, please. This is all it needs. This is the glow up that Big Swig deserves. Paintbrush, I really vibe with Paintbrush. I do enjoy me some Paintbrush. I enjoy Paintbrush a lot, actually. Paintbrush is like, it's not the best weapon, but like, I really do enjoy Paintbrush a lot. Like, I played it so much when it came out. I think I like 4-starred it within like the first week, because all I did was just play Paintbrush. And like, I was thinking of a kit for it, and honestly, this is kind of what I came up with. It's just like a Toxic Mist Trizuka. It can do a lot with Toxic Mist. It can slow down, its opponents in front of it and just like kind of like slap them around, especially if you try to like pressure like a ramp or something like that, and they just throw mist and just like paint. Then you're not leaving that alive, that's for sure. And Zuka, because there's no brush with Zuka, so it can just have Zuka, and it can function fine. It just Toxic Mist, it'd do a lot to stall people out and just Zuka people. It'd be great. I think Paintbrush with this would be fine. Undercover Bella has to be one of the most tragic tales of weapons in this game. If they swapped subs, Vanilla Undercover would be so goated, even with Reef Slider. And then, Sorella Undercover would just suck. Sunder would just be absolutely terrible with mine color screen. But like, Undercover is very like, I used Sunder like just randomly in opens, and like, I really enjoyed the Torpedo Brella combo like pressure. I just wish it had a special. But if we gave Undercover Brella a bomb and tack cooler, it would be great. It'd have a special that people could use, and it would be useful, and it'd have a nice bomb to round it out. And I think that's what Undercover Bella absolutely deserves. Finally, for the last one, I looked at all the stampers, and I looked at bows too. I really felt like bows were fine. I think Splatana Stamper deserves a third kit. Honestly, Vanilla Stamper, fantastic. One of the best weapons in the game. Other Stamper Nouveau, I think. Yeah, I think it's Stamper Nouveau, not Custom Stamper. I don't know why I think Custom Stamper. The other Stamper, no. Crab Tank, yeah. Mist, no. Just the other Stamper Nouveau just really feels chunky and awkward compared to Vanilla Stamper. So I think Stamper deserves a third kit. I'd probably give it Angle Shooter so it could combo with, some marker combos and Killer Whale so it could pressure people a lot more. I think this would be like a menace to society and could actually rival Vanilla Stamper with just like, Angle Shooter, Killer Whale. I think it'd be kind of a menace to society, honestly. And those were just some of my, third kit ideas for weapons that probably desperately need third kits. There's probably other weapons people want third kits for. If I didn't say your weapon, let me know what you think in the comments below. But Splatoon 3 is at an end, and we're not getting third kits. And I was wrong. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.